This mobility routine focuses on our cervical and our thoracic spine, so our mid to upper back. We're going to look to open up the chest, open up the shoulders, try and take a little bit of tension away from that upper back area. A lot of people, if we are driving a lot, if we're sat at our desks working on laptops, we tend to get a lot of tension occur around the neck. We get tension headaches where pressure goes up and through our neck into the base of our skull. So we're really going to try and work on that area, open everything up, try and bring our shoulders back and stop our shoulders from rounding forward. So here we go. The first movement we're going to go into is we're going to bring our leg out in front of us, try and open up the hips. So again, lean forward, drop our body weight on our hands down onto the floor. And then from here, we're just going to take our right hand out and around, point to the ceiling, and we're going to follow that hand as we go up. So stare at your hand, feel a nice twist coming in that thoracic spine. And then come back down. Little pause at the top, little pause at the bottom, and then again, round we go. Stare at that hand the whole way. Try and get it nice and high and stare straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to go 3 on this side. And then we're going to swap. So we're going to bring our left leg forward, and then again, hands by the front foot, and then follow that left hand. And get it nice and high. We should feel each time we repeat that, it gets a little bit easier. So again, follow with your hand. And you should feel that working the shoulders a little bit and just moving those obliques. And back down. From here, we're then going to go onto all fours, and we're just going to pull underneath our body. So again, we're going to drop our right hand underneath and reach out as far as we can. Try and get our right shoulder down towards the floor. And again, we should feel this in the obliques, then the sides. And then back, nice and slow movements, and then repeat again 3 times. Each time we do it, we should feel like our shoulder is getting closer to the floor and the stretch becomes a little bit easier. So try and push it a little bit more each time. Back nice and controlled. Then repeat on the left side. Slight pause. Go again. Try and push it a little bit further. Get that shoulder closer to the floor. And again, just start to feel that opening up. Down the obliques, down the lats, and into that thoracic spine. From here, we're then going to go down onto our chest. We're going to place our hands out between us, elbows slightly lower than our shoulders, and then from here, we're just going to squeeze our scapula together and just pull our hands off the floor. And we're going to hold for 3 seconds and relax back down. And then again, really squeeze up. Imagine there's a tennis ball between your scapulas and you're just trying to squeeze it together. Hold, and then pull back down. We should feel the core working a little bit to hold us in that position. And then one more time, up, and squeeze. And back down. From here, we're then going to do the same movement, but they're going to start to move our hands above our head. So we're going to take the weight off of the floor. And then from here, we just want to stretch our hands out in front of us. Keep your elbows and your hands off the floor the whole way. And try and get your arms as straight as you can out in front of you. Come back all the way down, elbows into your side. And again, I'm keeping my hands off the floor whilst I'm doing this. And then again, nice and slowly, out in front, and reach out as far as I feel like I can. And again, we're going to do this 3 times. Reach out and hold. Again, just feeling that, moving the shoulder blades and getting that thoracic spine to start working. And then relax down from there. We're then going to come up. You can do this standing or you can do this on your knees. So you're going to need a little band like this. And we're just going to take it out in front of us. To start with, start wide grip on the band, and we're just going to do band pull aparts. So very similar to when we were pulling our shoulder blades back. We want to squeeze our shoulder blades. Imagine there's a tennis ball, and we're squeezing it. So band pull aparts, going out, and really squeezing from behind us. So squeeze those shoulder blades together as we pull out on the band. Little pause as we hold the band tight at the end. again, we're going to go for 5 of these, and you should start to feel that working your shoulder blade. Okay, from there, we're then going to hold the bar straight out, or the band straight out in front of us, and then really gradually, we're going to pull apart on the band as we move up. So go up and then pull apart, up and pull apart. And we're going to do that all the way back behind, and we're going to try and come right underneath and pull there as well, and then come back over. If you find a certain area that's a little bit sticky or a little bit tricky, just stay on that area and move laterally with your shoulders. So forward and back, and again, pulling on the band each time we do that. From there, again, we can do this standing up, or we can do this in a kneeling position. We're going to place the band behind our backs, and we're going to externally rotate, in this case with my right hand, and internally rotate with my left hand here. Place the band so it's directly in line with your spine, and we're going to pull up and we're going to pull down with each hand, and we want to keep the band in line with our spine, so we don't want to be pulling it either way. And again, we're going to go for 5 on these. Try and pull evenly with each hand, so make sure that we're getting into extension with each hand, and then swap over. So now external rotation with our left, internal with our right, and do the same thing. 5, trying to keep that band nicely in line with our spine, and trying to get full extension with both arms. Once we've done that, we're then going to swap back to the original one, and then this time we're going to try and bring our hands a little bit closer together on the band. So the band is going to be a little bit tighter now, a bit more resistance, so we might not be able to get full extension with our hands, but again, try and pull up and down evenly with both. See, my right hand there is just starting to shake a little bit as it's struggling to do that movement. So 5, and then swap over. And again, go a little bit closer with the hands and repeat. And again, a nice even pull with both. 5 reps, 2 sets in total. Okay, and then relax off. From there, again with the band, this time we will need to stand up. We can also do this with a dumbbell or a kettlebell if we have one. I'm going to use the band because I want to use a limited amount of equipment, depending on what you guys have at home. Again, you'll need to amend the resistance on here. So if you find the resistance isn't enough, stand on it with 2. And then all we're going to do, so I've wrapped it over as well, I'm just going to drop the band down to the middle of us. We're going to bend slightly over, but we want to keep our core tight. We want to keep our back flat. So from that position, if I show you on my left, from that position, we just want to pull up on the band and keep your elbow in nice and tight. So again, you're really trying to focus on pulling up from your shoulder here. And again, a little pause at the top. Experiment with the weight. If the weight is too much, not enough, you can come further down on the band and pull from there. Or again, if you're using a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you can just use a heavier one. We're going to do 5, and then we're going to swap to the other side. You should start to feel this in and around your shoulder blade again in that thoracic back. If you're not, really focus on tucking that arm in, so you don't want your arm to be out to the side. And again, we're going to go 5 on the right hand side. Keep your core tight throughout. And then repeat again, so 2 sets. Make sure you're feeling a little bit of a burn and a fatigue towards the last few reps. It means that your weight is about right. Keep that core tight throughout. Last set on my right hand side. Okay. From here, we're then going to start to rotate our shoulders, so getting our rotator cuff group to engage. We're going to start with external rotation. So again, with the band, you can also do this with a small dumbbell or a kettlebell. going to stand on the band on one side. I'm going to bring my shoulder up so it's level with my bring my elbow up so it's level with my shoulder. And then from there, I'm just going to externally rotate. So pulling up and then externally rotating. Trying to keep that elbow as still as I can. Again, we're going to go for 5. It's quite a difficult movement, so if you need to reduce the band, use a smaller band. And then swap arms. So again, stood on the band with the same side, elbow up in line with the shoulder, and externally rotate. 3, 4, and 5. From there, and again, I'm going to use the band, but you can also use a band out to the side, or you can use a weight. You want to tuck your elbows in and keep them nice and tucked in. If you want to, if you're struggling to do that, you can tuck a little towel just onto your hips there, and you can keep the pressure with your elbows onto the towel. And then from there, I'm going to go one at a time on this one, and I'm just going to rotate across the front of my body. So I'm going to be internally rotating my shoulder. We can also do this if you band behind you, and you can be pulling down, doing that same motion. A little bit harder to do with a weight, that one, because obviously you have gravity pulling with you. So you can do that again banded, so band out behind you. Or you can band out to the side and you can pull in. And we're going to do 5 on each arm. So I'm going to swap and do 5 here. Keep the elbow nice and tucked in. And then again, swap round. You can do both on this if you want to, but it's better to do one because you're more focused on that movement. So again, get the tension on the band and then pull across. 4 and 5. Again, you should feel the shoulder working, so the front, a little bit around the back and then into the pecs as well. And then last set on this side, so elbow tucked in, rotate. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, from there, the last couple of stretches, and we're going to try and come up into the neck and into those traps now as well. So all you want to do is get your hips and your shoulders nice and level, and then from there, if you start with our left, so drop your left hand out in front of you, and use your right hand just to grab around your wrist. Relax it down, and then you just want to use your right hand to pull your left hand down. Whilst you do that, you want to drop your head to the opposite side. So I'm pulling on my left arm, so I'm going to drop my right ear down towards my right shoulder. So pull down, and then you can continue to increase that by either dropping your head over more or pulling down more on your shoulder. And you should start to feel this into the neck, so into the traps and up into the neck, hitting the scalenes a little bit. Keep breathing throughout, stay nice and relaxed. And then swap sides. So we're going to hold for 5 seconds, swap sides. So this time we're going to be pulling down on our right arm, just dropping that shoulder, and then we're going to be dropping our left ear down towards our left shoulder. So down with the arm, down with the head. And again, feel that pull right up into the neck, right in behind the ear onto the base of the cranium. And again, hold for 5. And relax, loosen everything off, shake everything off, and then repeat again on your left. And then back to the right. This is quite a nice one to do if you're struggling whilst you're sat at your desk. You can do this sat at your desk, so it's a nice one to do if you're struggling with that little bit of neck pain. From there, the last one we're going to do, we want to place our hands, or the palm of our hands, just onto the top of our hips there. So if you find the bony bit of your hip, just place your hands there, and then all you want to do again is just squeeze your scapula together. It's a nice chest opener, you should feel that pulling on the chest, and it's a nice bit of internal rotation as well. So just really squeeze your scapula together. Again, imagine that tennis ball, you're trying to squeeze it together. Again, really, really good for your upper back. If you're struggling whilst you're at work, get into this position. Hold it for a few seconds, relax off, and then squeeze again. And then in between that, if we want to bring our arm up and across, and then really squeeze that in towards our sternum. Again, hold, relax off, have a little shake, and then bring your other arm across. And again, shake, just engage those scapula, and then back onto the hips, and squeeze. It's also quite a nice position if you find that you've been at your desk for a while and you're starting to slouch a little bit, your shoulders are coming forward. If every so often you just sit yourself upright, get your hands onto your back, and then try and keep your shoulders in that position. So you can see as soon as I round my shoulders, I can't do that, so I have to bring my shoulders back to get into that position. So just reset yourself every so often, and then you're ready to go again with a nice strong posture. I hope those exercises help, and that routine really helps. If you have been struggling with your back whilst you've been at work, try and do that. Try and do it most evenings after you get home from a day at work. It really helps strengthen and engage those muscles that are really keeping your shoulders in a nice strong position. Thank you for watching, and keep your eyes out for more content around mobility.